Imagine you have heard these common phrases. I'm too bad at math. What possible relevance could math have for me? This is never going to apply in my daily life. Well, here's the thing. Surprisingly, math and science actually have more effect in our daily lives than we ever realize. This is the initiative. This is the impetus of the Practicality Initiative. We're a group that is trying to rebuild a practical library full of textbooks that people can access on the cheap. We're trying to be able to provide practical applications using higher math and science for everyday life issues. And we're also trying to provide a group whereby morality can be determined by peer review, so that this way practical and real solutions to both political and moral problems can be addressed in the real world. Basically trying to bring the scientific method and mathematics to the public out of the ivory tower of academia. We're currently a small group, just myself, my girlfriend over here, and my father at the moment, plus a couple of people who have taken brochures and are looking into it. But the hope is that as the movement grows more, that we'll be able to get more people presenting their ideas on how to actually solve the real world problems, and hopefully be able to give a testable shot to ideas that might otherwise never make it to the light of day. Okay. As a practical example, how many people have gone to WebMD, tried to look up their symptoms, and gotten some particularly ridiculous disease? There's actually a theorem out there called Bayes' theorem, which specifically involves conditional probability and can actually tell you how likely it is that you have a given disease based on the prevalence of that disease in the population. Take, for example, the following probability tree that I work out. This is just a hypothetical scenario. You start from a single point. Suppose that it's a 99, say it's supposedly it's 0.999 likelihood, 999, that you actually have the disease, right? And then say that you actually test positive with the likelihood of, say, 0.01 with the disease or what have you, right? What this will do is that there's actually an entire probability tree that one can calculate of the likelihood that you actually have a disease given that you've tested positive. And even if that likelihood is 99% accurate, in one particular case, if it's one in 1,000 that actually have the disease in the population, your likelihood of actually having that disease is only 4.7%. Okay, so this builds generally in 3 stages from where we're going right now. The first one is education to be able to build your CalPi detector or be able to get the practical tools you need for daily life. The second step is basically being able to take a look at whatever problems you see in daily life and going through your math books and your science books and going, hey, wait a sec, here's something out of left field that might apply here. Then try to work out a model that would actually apply to that problem. The third stage is that once you've actually determined whether that math or scientific principle does provide a workable new solution to that real problem, implementing that both in your daily life, convincing your neighbors to implement that tool, and finally going to politicians to start lobbying for real practical change on a national or provincial level based on solutions that can be obtained from these new solutions. It's basically build up from the grassroots up, but using science and math.